Yeah, I have to meet with him tomorrow, so maybe I don't want to talk to him.
Janelle's like pushing me to either comply completely with what to marry them over. Like, no, we should mess them over. And this is why I was a terrible polygamist, because I can like just sit down and shut up. I couldn't ever do that. I couldn't ever just do that with these wives and just manage it.
Sister wives, Kody desperate for Janelle. Shocking audio leaks. What you're about to hear will absolutely shake the sister wives fandom to its core. Leaked audio has surfaced that shows Kody Brown in a completely different light, practically begging Janelle to reconsider their separation. The man who seemed so done with his plural marriage is now reportedly saying, please come back behind closed doors. But is this real desperation? Or is there something else going on? Stick around because the truth is more complicated than anyone expected. Where Kody and Janelle stand now, let's set the stage for those who might not be following every twist and turn of the Brown family saga. Kody and Janelle's relationship has been on life support for years. We watched their connection deteriorate on screen as Kody spent more and more time with Robyn, leaving Janelle feeling neglected and undervalued. The communication broke down, the romance died, and eventually Janelle made it clear she was done playing second fiddle in a marriage that no longer served her. For months, fans have watched Janelle stand strong in her decision to walk away. She's been focusing on her children, her independence, and building a life that doesn't revolve around waiting for Kody's attention. Meanwhile, Kody has been dealing with the fallout of losing not just Janelle, but Christine before her. His plural family empire has crumbled, leaving him essentially in a monogamous relationship with Robyn. But here's where things get interesting. Despite all the public posturing, despite Kody's complaints about his ex-wives and his apparent contentment with Robyn, sources close to the family claim there's been private communication happening that tells a very different story. And now, alleged audio recordings have emerged that could change everything we thought we knew about Kody's true feelings. The leaked audio, what we're hearing according to multiple reports circulating in the sister wives community, audio recordings have surfaced featuring Kody speaking about Janelle in emotional terms that directly contradict his public persona. While we haven't independently verified these recordings, the descriptions of the content are explosive. In the alleged audio, Kody reportedly sounds vulnerable and regretful. Sources who claim to have heard the recordings say he acknowledges mistakes in how he treated Janelle during their marriage. He allegedly admits that he took her strength for granted, assuming she would always be there no matter how little effort he put into their relationship. The Kody in these recordings supposedly sounds nothing like the defensive, blame-shifting man we've seen on television. The most shocking claim? That Kody explicitly asked Janelle to consider reconciliation, using language that suggests genuine desperation. Words like, please come back, and I need you have been attributed to these recordings. If authentic, this represents a massive shift from the man who seemed so eager to write off his struggling marriages as everyone else's fault. But we need to ask the critical questions. Are these recordings real? If so, when were they made? What was the context? And most importantly, what does Janelle think about all of this? Why would Kody want Janelle back? Let's dig into the psychology here because Kody's alleged change of heart might not be as romantic as it first appears. There are several possible explanations for why he might be reaching out to Janelle now, and not all of them are about love. First, there's the practical reality. Janelle was the backbone of the Brown family financially and logistically for years. She worked outside the home, managed money responsibly, and kept things running smoothly. With her gone, along with Christine and Meri, the family's financial situation has become more precarious. Kody and Robyn are dealing with their Flagstaff property issues and the loss of the show's popularity without the full family dynamic. Could Kody's outreach be motivated by practical concerns rather than genuine emotional longing? Second, consider Kody's ego. This is a man who built his entire identity around being the patriarch of a large plural family. He wrote a book about it, starred in a reality show about it, and presented himself as someone who successfully managed multiple relationships. The systematic departure of his wives represents a profound failure of that identity. Wanting Janelle back might be less about Janelle herself and more about salvaging his self-image and proving he's not a failed polygamist. Third, there's the comparison factor. Living with only Robyn might have given Kody a new perspective on what he had with his other wives. Janelle was low maintenance compared to the high drama dynamics we've seen with Robyn. She didn't demand constant attention, didn't create conflicts with the other wives, and generally let Kody do his own thing. After years of having that easy relationship available as a refuge, Kody might be realizing what he lost. Finally, and perhaps most cynically, there's the show. Sister Wives has lost much of its appeal now that it's essentially become the Kody and Robyn show with occasional appearances by bitter ex-wives. A reconciliation storyline with Janelle would be television gold and could revitalize the series. Could TLC or the production company be encouraging this outreach for ratings purposes? Janelle's position. A woman transformed to understand why this alleged audio is so significant. You need to understand how much Janelle has changed since leaving Kody. The woman we're seeing now is not the same person who quietly accepted being neglected for years. Janelle has been thriving in her independence. She's spent quality time with her children and grandchildren without having to coordinate around Kody's schedule. She's been traveling, pursuing her own interests, and presenting herself on social media as someone who's genuinely happy with her new life. There's been no public waffling, no hints that she misses the old dynamics, no social media posts that could be interpreted as second-guessing her decision. Her relationship with Christine has also flourished post-Kody. The two women have been spending time together, supporting each other, and presenting a united front. Christine, who left first and paved the way, has been vocal about how much better her life is now. That kind of support system and positive reinforcement makes it much harder to consider going back to a situation that wasn't working. Moreover, Janelle has seen exactly how Kody treated Christine after she left. The disrespect, the public criticism, the refusal to take any responsibility for the relationship's failure. Janelle knows that if she were to go back and things didn't work out again, she'd likely face the same treatment. That's a powerful deterrent. From all public indications, Janelle is done. Not angry done, not hurt done, but peacefully and completely done. She's moved through the grief of her marriage ending and come out the other side as someone who genuinely prefers her new life. If Kody is indeed reaching out with desperation, he may be surprised to find that Janelle is no longer the woman who would consider his pleas. The Robyn factor, what does she think? Any discussion of Kody potentially wanting Janelle back has to address the massive elephant in the room, Robyn. For years, fans have watched Robyn's influence over Kody grow until she essentially became his only real priority. The other wives complained about it, the children resented it, and ultimately it contributed to the family's disintegration. If Kody is genuinely trying to win Janelle back, how does Robyn feel about that? Does she even know these alleged conversations are happening? Or is this something Kody is doing behind her back, creating yet another layer of dysfunction? There are a few possibilities. Maybe Robyn is encouraging this reconciliation because she recognizes the family needs Janelle's stability and the show needs the storyline. Perhaps she's confident enough in her position as Kody's favorite that she's not threatened by Janelle returning to a lesser role. Or maybe Robyn has no idea this is happening, and these alleged private communications represent Kody hedging his bets or responding to some emotional need that his relationship with Robyn isn't fulfilling. That would certainly be explosive if it came to light. There's also the possibility that Robyn is secretly thrilled about the other wives being gone and would be devastated if Janelle came back. She's finally got Kody all to herself, no competing for time or attention, no sister-wife drama. Would she really want to give that up? The Robyn dimension adds so much complexity to this situation because we've seen how jealous and insecure she can be despite being the favored wife. Any genuine reconciliation attempt with Janelle would have to navigate Robyn's feelings, and that's a minefield Kody has historically handled very poorly. What the Brown children think, one aspect that can't be ignored, is how the adult Brown children would react to their parents getting back together. Many of them have been vocal about their feelings regarding their parents' split, and not all of them would welcome a reconciliation. Several of Janelle's children, particularly those who felt abandoned by Kody during the family's troubles, have spoken about their father's failings. They watched their mother be neglected and undervalued. They saw Kody prioritize Robyn's children over them time and again. These adult children have likely supported their mother's decision to leave and built their own lives around that new family structure. If Janelle were to consider going back to Kody, she'd have to think about how that would affect her relationships with her children. Would they see it as a betrayal of herself? Would they worry about her getting hurt again? Would they lose respect for her boundaries and decision-making? On the other hand, some of the younger children or those who still crave their father's attention might hope for reconciliation. Family dynamics are complicated, and it's possible some of the Brown kids would welcome anything that brought more peace and connection to the family system. But based on what we've seen publicly, it seems like most of Janelle's adult children are firmly in her corner and wouldn't encourage her to give Kody another chance. That familial support and concern would be another significant factor in her decision-making process. The authenticity question, is this real or manufactured? Here's where we need to put on our critical thinking caps. In the age of reality television, social media, and leaked audio, we always have to ask, what's real and what's manufactured for attention? The Sister Wives franchise has been struggling in recent seasons. Viewership has declined as the family has fallen apart, and there's only so much mileage you can get out of watching Kody and Robyn navigate their monogamous marriage, while occasionally checking in with bitter ex-wives. A reconciliation storyline, or even the rumor of one, creates buzz and gets people talking. Could these alleged audio leaks be intentional? Could they be part of a marketing strategy to generate interest in upcoming episodes? Reality television has a long history of manufactured drama and strategic leaks that turn out to be carefully orchestrated publicity stunts. We should also consider the possibility that the audio, if it exists, has been taken out of context or misrepresented. A private conversation between exes trying to maintain a friendship or co-parenting relationship might include vulnerable moments that sound dramatic when described secondhand, but were actually part of a more nuanced discussion. Without hearing the actual recordings ourselves and understanding their full context, we have to maintain a healthy skepticism. That said, even if this particular audio isn't real or isn't what it's being portrayed as, it's tapping into something very real. The question of whether Kody regrets his choices and whether any of these relationships could be repaired. What happens next? So where does all this leave us? If the audio is real and Kody is genuinely trying to reconcile with Janelle, what are the possible outcomes? Option 1. Janelle firmly rejects any reconciliation attempts and continues building her independent life. This seems like the most likely scenario based on everything we've seen from her publicly. She's moved on, she's happy, and she has no apparent interest in going backwards. Option 2. Janelle agrees to some form of communication or limited relationship with Kody, but not a full reconciliation. Perhaps they work on being better friends and co-parents without the romantic or marriage component. This would be the mature, healthy option that could benefit their children and grandchildren. Option 3. In a shocking twist, Janelle does consider getting back together with Kody, but with significant conditions and boundaries that would require him to genuinely change his behavior and priorities. This would be the most dramatic option and would make for incredible television, but it seems highly unlikely given the history. Option 4. The whole thing is overblown or manufactured and nothing really changes. Life goes on with Kody and Robyn together, and Janelle continuing her independent path with occasional cordial interactions with her ex realistically. We're probably looking at option 1 or 4. Janelle has shown no signs of wavering, and Kody has shown no signs of being capable of the kind of fundamental change that would make a reconciliation workable. But in the world of reality television, stranger things have happened. The bigger picture, what this reveals about polygamy beyond the specific drama of Kody and Janelle, this situation reveals something important about the challenges of plural marriage, at least as practiced by the Brown family. The systematic failure of Kody's marriages highlights the difficulty of genuinely maintaining multiple romantic relationships when one partner is clearly favored. Polygamy proponents often talk about how plural marriage can work when there's equity, communication, and genuine love for all partners. But the Brown family's experience shows what happens when those elements aren't present. Kody's inability to manage multiple relationships without creating a hierarchy of favorites led directly to the dissolution of his family. If Kody is now desperate to win back Janelle, it might represent a realization that he failed at the very thing he built his life around. That's a heavy reckoning for anyone, and it might explain why he's allegedly reaching out with such emotion. The loss isn't just about losing Janelle as a person. It's about losing his entire identity and admitting that his approach to plural marriage was fundamentally flawed. Whether or not this leaked audio is authentic, whether or not Kody is genuinely trying to reconcile with Janelle, one thing is clear. The sister-wives saga is far from over. This family story continues to evolve in ways that are both heartbreaking and fascinating. For fans who have followed this family for over a decade, seeing the dissolution of these marriages has been painful. We watched these relationships in their better days, saw the children grow up, and witnessed the slow erosion of trust and connection. If Kody is indeed reaching out to Janelle with regret and longing, it adds another layer to an already complex family story. But it also raises questions about second chances, personal growth, and whether some relationships are better left in the past. Janelle seems to have found peace in her new life, and that might be worth more than any reconciliation could offer. As this story continues to develop, we'll be watching closely to see if any more information comes to light about these alleged recordings, about Kody's true feelings, and about whether Janelle is even remotely interested in considering a reunion. One thing's for certain, the Brown family drama is far from over, and Sister Wives fans will be here for every shocking twist and turn. Stay tuned, because something tells me we haven't heard the last of this story. And if that audio does eventually surface publicly, it could change everything we thought we knew about how this family story ended. Or is it ending? Maybe it's just beginning a new chapter that none of us saw coming. The question remains, is Kody genuinely desperate for Janelle to come back? Or is this just another chapter in the complicated, messy, and endlessly fascinating story of the Brown family? Only time will tell.